CTV News at 5 with Marina Moore and Tony Rima with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Marina is off. We begin tonight with the weather. It's been a hot one for much of the broadcast region this week, and that weather is likely going to continue. Public Health Sudbury and Districts for Sudbury and Manitoulin says it plans to extend the heat warning. Now that was first put into place on Monday. Heat warnings are extended when the temperature stays at 29 degrees Celsius or above during the day or 18 and above at night. For more on the hot weather, time for our first check on weather. Let's head over to the Weather Center where CTV's Tony Rima has the latest on the heat. Tony?
Thanks for that, Ian, and good evening, everyone. We're going to start with our weather alerts. As Ian mentioned, heat warning in place for all communities across the broadcast region with the exception of Timmins and Wawa. However, there's a severe thunderstorm watch in through Sudbury and North Bay. The heat warning should end overnight, and the thunderstorm watch should also end overnight too. As we take a look at our forecast radar, well, there's rain and a risk of thunderstorms in through Sudbury along with North Bay, and then we start to get some clearing skies. Temperatures are coming down. Your first weather brought to you by CAA. Get your membership by going to getcaa.ca. Ian.
Thanks, Tony. No word yet on what could have started a large fire yesterday in Holtire. CTV News receiving this video of thick black smoke and flames that could be seen pouring out of a pair of townhomes on Gleason Avenue Thursday. It's also unclear if there were any injuries. Damage appears to have been extensive, with flames breaking through the roof. Another video shows nothing left of the property. We've reached out to the Black River Matheson Fire Department and OPP for more details. The province is responding to 2 new wildland fires in northeastern Ontario, including one south of Hearst that's 20 hectares in size. It's prompted a major air and ground response. Officials say hot, dry weather and recent lightning continue to drive new fire starts. CTV's Lydia Chubak reports.
A new wildland fire is burning in northeastern Ontario. Cochrane 26 is burning south of Hearst, and boaters are being urged to move to shore when water bombers are scooping water.
Yeah, we have Cochrane 26, which was confirmed this afternoon. So there are 2 CL-415 water bombers and a Lead Bird Dog aircraft that are on the scene this afternoon, as well as 3 Ontario Fire Ranger crews. It is located approximately 27 kilometers south of the community of Hearst. There's also no concerns for residents at this time.
Another new fire, Sudbury 13, is a small blaze east of Highway 144, where Chenard says crews are making good progress. Chenard says Timmins 16 is now being held, while Timmins 9 remains active as crews continue to extinguish hotspots.
In July and August, the majority of the fires that we see are lightning caused. So we've had now quite a few consecutive days of hot, dry weather.
Chenard says there are currently 24 active wildland fires in northeastern Ontario, with most burning in the northern part of the region. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
A Canada Day boating trip in Muskoka ended in tragedy after a man went overboard. The OPP's Marine Unit responded to a call Wednesday after a person fell into Lake Muskoka near Sandy Bay. Investigators say weather conditions deteriorated and the boater ended up in the treacherous water, struggling to stay afloat. A search got underway the next day and police recovered the body of a 67-year-old Bracebridge man. Hundreds came out for a solidarity walk in Niagara Falls today in support of Kashechewan First Nation. The event was planned to show support for evacuees from the Northern First Nation who've been staying in that city since January. It comes after a retired city staffer made comments last month about Indigenous people in Niagara Falls, equating them with the homeless. Participants walked to Niagara Falls City Hall today. There were speeches, drumming, and singing. Both Kashechewan Chief Hosea Wesley and Niagara Falls Mayor Jim Diodati were on hand. Diodati has since publicly apologized. Now that the summer is here, travel and tourism have kicked into high gear. Those in the tourism industry across northern Ontario say more and more visitors are choosing this region. CTV's Angela Gemmell reports.
Outdoor experiences appear to be topping the list for travelers, and tourism experts say they're finding those in northern Ontario.
We're seeing a lot of individuals having that love for nature and they want to get outdoors. So the leisure market is definitely, a top priority for folks in Northern Ontario.
Promoting tourism in the region, Destination Northern Ontario says tourists spent $3.1 billion last year, with increases for both domestic and international visitors.
In general, for Canadians, they're ready to roam. they want to keep their adventures close to home.
All this bodes well for communities across the Northeast.
Well, it's going to be a wildly unexpected summer here in Sudbury.
Sudbury's manager of tourism and culture says the response has been positive to the rebrand announced a month ago. Tourists are taking notice.
They can't believe how much Sudbury has changed. And we hear that time and time again, how green we are. We offer everything from outdoor adventure to culture to culinary to unique experiences in our attractions.
A sunset over Lake Nipissing, that is an absolute must-have, must-do when you do come and visit us.
Other northern cities are marketing the outdoors as well.
Because we are nestled in two freshwater lakes, there's lots of outdoor activities to be able to enjoy. So that is something that we do push to our market who are interested in coming to visit us in North Bay, is of course taking advantage of all the outdoor amenities.
Plus, the culinary scene is cooking up big business.
When we have visitors coming, whether it's for conferences, meeting, travel media, or sport, they can't believe our local restaurants and the food scene that we have here.
There's just so much here in the north that I think would check so many boxes for folks. It really all depends on your interests.
So whether you're hungry for adventure or just a great meal, Northern Ontario plans on serving it all up this summer. A little something for everyone. Angela Gemmell, CTV News, Sudbury.
Time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5, Tony has your full weather forecast. For now, let's go to a live shot of downtown North Bay, this one of Worthington Street. This shot coming to us courtesy of the city. And it's looking like there will be plenty of stuff to do in the Gateway City this weekend. Hopefully they'll have some good weather. We'll ask Tony about that coming up in a moment. Stay with us. You're watching CTV Northern Ontario.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Now your main weather will continue with our weather alerts. That heat warning still in place across most of northeastern Ontario, with the exception of Wawa and Timmins. That should end overnight. Severe thunderstorm watch. Actually, thunderstorms rolling through Sudbury, heading toward North Bay. That will continue until the evening hours, and then after that, that watch should end. When it comes to the temperatures, well, it's still warm out there. Should be 23 to 25 degrees, depending upon where you live. And come the weekend, temperatures still above seasonal, but they're starting to moderate somewhat. Let's take a look now at your 5-day weather forecast as we cycle through the temperatures. Let's start with Sudbury Nickel Belt. Clouds are going to clear. The temperature 27 degrees. A lot of sunshine on this board, which is nice after the unsettled conditions we've had. Plenty of sunshine. Tuesday, Wednesday, going up to 30 degrees Celsius. Of course, folks, that's without the humidity. For Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, this forecast just changed within the last hour or so. There is a chance of rain, 30%, temperatures above seasonal. They start to go down a little bit, but plenty of sunshine next week, 28 degrees both Tuesday and Wednesday. For Timmins, Cochrane, and Kapuskasing, lots of sunshine here. Should be 25 as a daytime high. Spot on when it comes to Sunday. Beautiful conditions this weekend. Next week looks pretty good. Temperatures starting to go up again. 30% chance of rain on Tuesday. So it's going to be a nice weekend and heading into next week. As we move on now to Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, lots of sunshine. Take a look at this forecast. Not much to say. It's self-explanatory, isn't it? 31 degrees, reaching a daytime high on Tuesday. And finally, folks, your 5-day weather forecast for North Bay, West Nipissing. The clouds are going to clear after the overcast conditions overnight. Temperature still above seasonal. It should be about 25 degrees as a daytime high on Sunday, 27. Monday, again, a mix of sun and cloud, 29. But with the humidity, it'll feel more like 35 to 37 degrees Celsius, so well above seasonal. But we are into the dog days of summer, Ian, and that's your 5-day weather forecast for northeastern Ontario. It's back over to you.
Loving the sunshine. Thanks, Tony. We're learning more about a power outage impacting thousands of customers across the province, including many here at home. Hydro One says 18,000 customers are currently without power, including 1,200 in the Mattawa and Nipissing area. A spokesperson says the outages are due to thunderstorms that passed through the region on Canada Day. Crews are working to repair the extensive damage in Mattawa. That includes 52 broken poles that need to be replaced. In some cases, the estimated time for restoration keeps changing. In just over 24 hours, Canada will be taking the pitch for the biggest match in the history of men's soccer. Today, the Canadians are holding their final practice before tomorrow afternoon's game against Morocco. The Canadians know they're going up against an aggressive team and say they will be looking to capitalize on whatever advantages they can find. The players insist a strong defense will be key against the Atlas Lions. The two nations previously met in 2022 World Cup when Morocco took a 2-1 decision. The winner of Saturday's game will meet either Paraguay or France in a quarterfinal matchup in Boston on July 9th. Well, that World Cup is now wrapped up in Toronto. Cleanup began early this morning following last night's match between Portugal and Croatia. Toronto had the smallest venue of the tournament, but locals say it made a big impact. CTV's Siobhan Morris reports.
After 3 weeks of waves of color flooding Toronto's neighborhoods, historic firsts,
the country's first World Cup goal on home soil,
and memorable finishes, Toronto's job as FIFA World Cup host city is done. The branding on the waterfront stadium already disappearing.
Yes, it was only 6 games, but the feeling, the joy that I saw on the street is incredible.
Reviews for Toronto are glowing.
The stadium looked fantastic. It didn't rain. We got the weather. The crowd and people were controlled. Perfect.
Before kickoff, there'd been a lot of anxiety around costs, security, traffic chaos, and overcrowding. Problems people living in and visiting Liberty Village say they never saw materialize.
Did the best they could to route traffic by foot and by cars.
It's very organized. I live here, and I mean, there's a lot of people, but it's good.
I think we were expecting a little bit more busyness, to be honest with you, but I think people had a good time. That's what's most important, right?
The mayor credits lots of planning and teamwork for avoiding any hiccups.
The police, the fire, the ambulance, and the paramedics, all the volunteers all coming together.
There were some small gripes.
Fun fest. I love that, but I didn't see a lot of food.
Tickets are a bit ridiculous with the prices. Compared to other cities, I can't understand it.
And game day fan marches to the stadium added some complications for people living close by.
Can't leave my apartment those days, but other than that, it's just, it's been an exciting time.
The warm welcome from Torontonians, the upgrades to training and playing facilities didn't go unnoticed by Team Portugal.
A wonderful feel. So congratulations to everybody. I think it's a shame that there are no more games here in Toronto because we really enjoyed it.
Duncan's been in Toronto from Peru for work. He watched a shift in the city from skepticism to embracing the World Cup.
When you start seeing how much other people come and appreciate the city, you start appreciating it even more. And I felt like it's been like an amazing couple of weeks for Toronto and Torontonians.
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
Canadians with low to modest incomes will receive the first quarterly payment of a new financial assistance initiative today, which replaces the GST-HST credit. Ottawa is making the first regular payment to the Canada Groceries and Essentials Benefit, or CGEB. The amount people will receive depends on how many children they might have, as well as their marital status. Ottawa says this assistance, which amounts to 25% more than people received under the previous program, will provide relief to Canadians struggling with expenses. Teen Challenge operates in residence centers across Canada, offering 12-month drug and rehabilitation programs. CTV's Elena Everson has more now with the Sudbury chapter's first ever graduate.
72-year-old Mari Biettarinen is grateful he walked through the Teen Challenge door in Sudbury over 2 years ago. At the time, he was homeless and battling 50 years of addiction.
For the last 10 years, it was crack cocaine, and alcohol. So I had all 3 substance abuses to labor with.
It was more than 3 years ago when Teen Challenge Canada opened an addiction recovery office in Sudbury at the Samaritan Centre, offering an addiction recovery program for the homeless 18 and older.
It's a 1-year treatment program. It's a faith-based treatment program. We get to the trauma that became the addiction. Nobody starts out being an addict.
Mari completed in-residence recovery programs in London and Renfrew.
One thing I liked about the program was definitely, like, you know, I was away from Sudbury. That was very important to me, that I wouldn't get any triggers and traps, you know, to fall back into.
Mari is the oldest graduate of the program in the past 50 years and is no longer homeless.
Now I've been clean and sober for over 27 months, something like that. And what's happening is I still go to church now, and I trust in the Lord with all my heart.
Watson says Mari is a prime example of how it's never too late to ask for help.
You walk through the front doors, and that takes a lot of courage. And when I look at my Hope Board, that these guys never gave up on themselves, so I would never give up on anybody that is looking for treatment, because everybody's worth it.
There have been 5 graduates of the Addiction Recovery Office of Teen Challenge in Sudbury, with 3 more expecting to reach that milestone this fall. Alan Everson, CTV News, Sudbury.
Coming up on CTV News at 5, it's Stampede time in Calgary. Plus, a North Bay family gets quite the surprise in their backyard pool. You'll want to see this. Back in a moment. A North Bay family got a surprise visitor to their backyard pool recently, and given it happened a few days before Canada Day, you might say their experience was uniquely Canadian. CTV's Eric Tashner reports.
Trying to get out.
Kurt Blaschek and his wife Abby were awoken suddenly early last Saturday to a loud splash. An unexpected guest was taking a dip in their pool.
We actually had a bear in our yard about a month ago, so I thought maybe it was that, but you can kind of see in the early morning light it was much larger.
A young moose, more than likely confused at her surroundings, had fallen in and was struggling to swim. Kurt says he rushed out to try to entice the animal to the shallow area.
Good job, Kurt.
But once free, the animal took a wrong turn and got stuck in a wooded section of the backyard, where it banged its body against the fence trying to escape. Kurt says the moose then tried a shorter section of fencing behind the pool shed, got turned around, and slipped back into the pool for a second time.
Got herself unstuck, kind of just almost hid behind this net. There's a golf net there, hid behind the net. We rested for a couple hours.
The Blascheks called the Ministry of Natural Resources, and firefighters assisted in trying to tranquilize and remove the animal. But the young moose didn't give up without a fight, at one point charging towards them.
I had a gazebo right here, like almost a little sniper's nest where they were setting up for the clean shot with the dart gun.
But they were unsuccessful. During the chaos, the animal broke through the fence only to end up in the neighbor's pool, where it got trapped in a solar blanket before exiting through a gate.
Ran a block or 2 ways, said, get your moose under control, because he was out in front of his yard.
The moose ran off to a nearby street before coming to a stop at the ski hill, completely exhausted. The MNR stayed with the animal to monitor its injuries. When they returned the next morning, the moose had already left, likely through a trail behind the ski hill.
After 8 hours in my yard, kind of getting attached to it a little bit, I almost named her.
The Blascheks say the whole ordeal lasted about 15 hours. Their pool liner ended up getting damaged and had to be removed. The family has been in touch with their insurance company, but they're relieved the moose was relatively unharmed. And now they have a story that's
very uniquely Canadian, I think, in a lot of ways.
Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
The Calgary Stampede officially kicks off today. The parade rolled through downtown Calgary this morning. Crowds filled the streets to celebrate the start of the annual festival. This year marks the 114th anniversary of the Stampede, showcasing Alberta's frontier roots with world-class rodeo competitions, exhibitions, arts, and music. Dubbed the greatest outdoor show on earth, the 10-day festival will run until July 12th. Always a great time at Stampede. Canadian country star Tommy Hunter has died.
Someday I'll sit down and write all that's gone by in my life, and the things I tried to do both right and wrong.
According to his business manager, Hunter died of natural causes yesterday. He was best known for hosting the music series The Tommy Hunter Show from 1965 to 1992. Hunter was a 3-time Juno Award winner and 1-time Gemini Award recipient. He was also inducted into the Canadian Country Music Hall of Fame and a member of the Order of Canada. Hunter was 89. He will be missed. When we return, we'll take a look at your community close up. You're watching First at 5. Time now for a look at our community close-up, and for that we begin in Mattawa. It's where Bev Bell tells us the singers are singing. Now, I'm not much of a reptile or amphibian guy, but I think I can safely say here Bev found a frog, but is it ever cute? I had the windows open last night and could hear them from my place too. I love it. Thanks so much for sharing, Bev. Wendy Lynn Hill of Sault Ste. Marie had a busy week, and she was hiking earlier up around beautiful Beaver Falls north of the city and sent us in this great video. I love a good waterfall. What a stunning shot, and seeing nature like this, you can almost close your eyes and fall asleep to the sound. A great find there, Wendy. Finally for us tonight, Carolyn Badger of Wanapitei First Nation sent us in this great pic of the strawberry moon earlier this week. She tells us the origins are Algonquin, as June coincides with the short wild strawberry harvesting season. Very cool to see and always great to learn. Thanks, Carolyn. If you have any pictures, videos, or events you'd like us to showcase, you can email them to us at communitycloseup@bellmedia.ca. Finally for us, it's been a hot one out there, and a couple of Northern Ontarians got a special treat to keep cool earlier this week. Henry and Ganuk, the two famous residents at the Cochrane Polar Bear Habitat, got some fun and festive fruit on Wednesday to keep cool under the sweltering sun. Now, I'm no expert again, but I'm sure our friends in Cochrane can tell us the one guy looks like he's even smiling there with the melon in his grips. Nothing better than a hot day and having some fun, fresh fruit to cool off with. Enjoy there, fellas. Love that. I have yet to make it up to Cochrane to see that, but that is my goal. I hear it is great, and I want to see if I can meet Henry and Ganuk myself. There is more news for the North coming up at 6. For now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.